Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is Todd coming to you once again from, if you can guess it, the front porch. Before we even get started, let me just say today's Father's Day, so happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. It's been a good day for me. I mean, I've had the house to myself all day. Mrs. Sipper has gone to her father's house today, and I had a nice, long, pleasant conversation with my son. As all of you know, I live in Alabama. He is in Las Vegas. Called me, right after lunch, and we talked about everything from the weather to, what he's doing currently with work and everything else. So that was a really enjoyable part of the day. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to add a little bit of enjoyment to the day and have an adult beverage. And what we're having today is Fat Tire Ale. Fat Tire is an old favorite. New Belgium Brewing Company has been making Fat Tire for a long time. They have a brewery in Fort Collins, Colorado, and one in Asheville. Now, I don't know how long the one has been there in Asheville. I don't recall it being there when I went, to visit the place several years ago. And I've always classified it as an amber ale, but really it looks more like a pale ale. But I usually throw it in the amber category only because it's, the IBUs on it are so low. It's 15 IBUs, so it's really lightly hopped, but it's really flavorful. That's 3 or 4 different malts, 3 different hops. Triumph, I know, is in that list. I don't recall all of them. But this is one of those beers that's been around quite a long time. Early in the craft beer boom back in the day. And it was one that I used to drink an awful lot of because it was always available. And it really is quite flavorful. Now, here comes a golf cart load of folks. It's been raining on and off all day today, which is good and bad. The good part of it is cools it right down, man. I mean, this time of year here, it's usually low to mid 90s, and the humidity is something pretty close to that as well. And if it's not something you're acclimated to being in, it can get a little bit. It can be quite miserable. But let's try to keep this thing on track here. It is biscuity. It's yeasty. It's really bready, somewhat sweet. I mean, it's a malt beer. I mean, obviously this thing is malty. It's very similar to a lot of lagers like Yingling and I don't want to name off any of the light American styles because they're so flavorless. But it's really similar to Yingling in taste and even in the aroma. Yeah, it's bready and yeasty on the nose. There's not much else happening there. This beer is just super easy to drink. It's really approachable. It's not super heavily carbonated. It's a nice straw color. I mean, you can see there's very little head on that glass. The bubbles aren't huge. This is just one of those all-rounders. Would really suit just about any weather and any occasion. It's no wonder that they've kept it on the lineup for so long. Honestly, I don't know how this hadn't been on my channel before now. But I'll tell you this, I'll tell you how it came to be that it's on the channel today. My mother, who is 84, went to the grocery. It's the same grocery I like to go to for beer. That's Rouse's. They have a really nice create your own six-pack section, and she created me a six-pack. And some of it I've had, some of it I haven't. A couple of the beers that are in there I have already had on the channel. Was a couple in there that have not been on the channel. So this was one of them, and I thought, well, you know what, I really like Fat Tire. Why don't we just go ahead and get that done today? There's a couple more from that batch coming. Also, there's what in the world is happening here? Oh man. If you guys could see this North Mobile Queen coming down the road. Got the same teased up haircut she had when she was in high school 40 years ago. Anyway, strolling down the street. The house for sale to me is quite the story, but they're over there working on it today, getting it ready to go up on the market. And I believe that lady's with the real estate company that's going to have it up for sale. But anyway, that's just really good. Glad that.
Russo, hey.
Hello, hello.
Sorry for the mess.
Oh, that's perfectly fine. It had to be done. That place had gotten so grown over.
It has. Yeah, it has.
She's a nice enough lady. She's just, I think time has left her behind. Anyway, it's this beer is just really just super easy. If you're ever in the store and you know looking to try something new and you hadn't had it, just grab this one. You won't be disappointed in it. It's easy to drink, yet you know it's still interesting and flavorful. I don't know, honest to God, I don't know why I don't buy it more. It's always there. I mean, but for whatever reason, I don't know. I think part of it is I try to drink local or as local as possible. You know, at least buy some beer that's in my state. My local guys really need to up their game. They got some work to do, but it's you know most of the breweries here in town are young, and I think they're still getting it ironed out. And part of the problem is, you know, I know they can sell more IPAs and sours than anything else, and that tends to be what they brew the most of. But I still keep piling up down there and you know, having some beverages and try to support them as much as I can. But you know, this beer is so easy. I've rambled on about everything that doesn't have anything to do with it, so. Yeah, it's just solid. So if you ever, like I was saying, if you're ever looking for something new and that hasn't been one you've had, give it a try. It won't disappoint you, and it certainly won't scare you off for the craft beer business, even though I don't know that you can classify New Belgium as craft anymore. They still call themselves that, so I guess we'll stick with it. But anywho, let's just wrap this thing up and try to like, subscribe, all that stuff. Leave a comment if you feel like it. Still trying to get to 100 by the end of the year. Getting closer. Might make it. You know, I'm always trying to be optimistic on these things. But as always, enjoy your adult malted beverages responsibly.